Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm your host, Rich. I am joined by none other than Ravage. Ravage, we're in the picks and bans.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see the first game go to Elevate. Real exciting. This is how we see a four-way tie for the 7th spot. This is the start of it. Right now, if Elevate can take game 2 right here, and if they lose out to Eager, and they win Eager, then we can see a 4-game tie. Or if they lose to Eager. At this point, it's getting the dramatics are building here right now. It's getting climactic as we get into picks and bans. Hell and Athena are going to be taking out Global Pressure, taken out immediately by Elevate, as well as that Sustain. And we're going to see Guan Yu banned out by Release. They didn't feel it was strong enough for them, so they want to make sure that Elevate doesn't get a piece of it.
Yeah, I definitely like that Guan Yu pick there. It's not something that Release needs right now. I think Release can come out with a much different comp than that, but taking it off the table for Elevate is going to be absolutely crucial. You're going to take some Sustain out of their team fight, and you're going to take some Armor Shred out of their team fight, and right away we are going to see a Hades get locked in, and that's a good flex pick.
Yeah, that is a good flex pick there. They're going to pick that up again. Ozzy, once again, probably going to rock that in the solo lane. It was very effective for them in team fights and turning things around. Zongque going to be picked up again by a Release. A top-tier mid pick right now. And we have seen Sir Fapalicious must be El Brochacho.
Oh, what a name. Is that legal? I think so.
What is with these PC players? They come in with these ridiculous names. And we've seen that Shin came in with Lispy. And now we're going to see El Brochacho come in as Fapalicious. So I wonder how Fapalicious the audience actually thinks he is. We'll see here now in a few moments.
Yeah, Fapalicious. That's a reference to what? A Frappuccino?
That's almost as good as my N-word TV. TV was rocking that for a while, and that was a nightmare to cast calling team fights.
All right, so we're going to see that Khepri get locked in. That's going to give a little bit of sustain. We've seen just how dirty that ultimate can be in a team fight, keeping someone in longer than they should be. And that's good wave clear early on, too, in the support lane, and the Abduct gives you a decent amount of setup potential.
Yeah, and you get that push coming out. Khepri, a top-tier pick right now in the support lane, and it's interesting that we didn't see that rocked here in the last game.
Oh, I like that. Look at that. Giannis and Xing
Giannis. Oof. That's really magic heavy right now. That's a Hades support. Or maybe it could be a Xing Chen support, actually. We haven't seen Hades support actually broken out in a long time, so possibly Xing Chen now that I think about it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. It definitely does kind of limit their next 2 picks, but strong gods all around. Yeah, definitely top tier picks.
Pretty magic heavy right now, but they don't have to pick. They have a jungle to pick and a carry, which are traditionally 80 gods anyway. So they haven't really pigeonholed themselves yet, but they have picked all their magic damage pretty early here.
Yeah, so we might actually see some bans come out from Release to try to hate on that a little bit. First, we're going to see them pick up that Shibalanka, though, and we have seen just how much Shibalanka can do in the late game. It's Shibalanka, definitely a top-tier god. But did we see a ban get missed?
Yeah, that was skipped purposely by the looks of things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something we
want to keep their options open.
Yeah, we're going to see that X-Ball picked up again here for Freya. Interesting that they're going with that again here. Going to try that against Hoppo. I'm guessing it may be a disconnect or something that made that matchup go askew for Freya their last game. So let's just see how that works out. And people are probably going to laugh that I said about Hades support in chat, but this is El Brochacho on the support. He plays unconventional supports. He is very similar to TV in that way. He has a humongous god pool. So don't be surprised that is a Hades support, but I think it is a Xing Chen.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a little awkward not to have this Xing Chen in the support. If we saw the Hades and not a Xing Chen right now, I could see that crazy wonky idea actually making sense and being pulled off.
Yeah, well, it's happened. It's happened in the SPL. It can happen here in the MLG Pro League.
Yeah.
We're going to see Soup Kitchen picking up here next. Huyi actually going to be banned out on the side of Release. Going to take that away from Hoppos. We saw he was pretty proficient with that. Thor going to be taken out on the side of Elevate. That's a good ban by them. Going to take away Global Pressure from Xing, as he's not going to get the Ratatasker. Sun Wukong going to be picked up by Soup Kitchen. I feel that was a little lackluster the couple times we watched Soup Kitchen play that in the solo lane for Release. But we'll see if he can change our views on that this game.
We've seen him get quite a few games in on the SWK, and I've never been wowed by it. I haven't seen a single game where I was just like, wow, Soup Kitchen SWK, a match made in heaven. I don't like the pick. I really don't like the pick, but Sun Wukong, Sun Wukong. Now we're going to see Humbats. Going to see Battle of the Monkeys, potentially.
Yeah, we are going to see a lot of monkeying around this game. And we're just waiting for this last pick to come out here. That is the carry pick. Be interested to see if that's going to be the Neath again. But no, it's going to be the Medusa. That's going to chain up well with the Jing Chen ultimate and the Pillar of Agony here. We have a lot of lockdown for the Hades ultimate and a lot of setup as well. So look for that team fight to be very strong. Circle alt galore right now. Hun Bats also with the Fear No Evil.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Jing Chen too with a little bit of setup. That Humbats is definitely going to make that that Hades ultimate do that much more. Giannis with the global pressure. And I really think you have the Humbats and you have the Medusa. That's a lot of really strong early game. The Humbats is going to taper off just a little bit in the mid and will come back strong in the late game. And that's kind of what they need from their jungle right now. You have the early game, you're going to potentially see a gank in that duo lane to support Medusa, and then the late game, drop down that circle alt and really support that Hades and get the kills there. In the mid game, he'll just have to farm up.
That's a good pick there. The Bastet going to come out there. I love that pick. That's been really strong for Xing. And that's one of those picks you're looking at a Hades early on. If Bastet can gank, in that, yeah, it's going to be Hades in the solo lane. If Bastet can gank after the death from below is dropped, that's almost a guaranteed kill between the levels of 5 and maybe 9. It can also shred through that Jing Chen down in the dual lane. So watch for that to be a really effective pick and a lot of roam potential.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Xing get first blood with those kitties. I would not be surprised if that's what's going to happen here. Xing has just been owning people with the God of Cats. He looks so good on Bastet.
It's been really strong, and he's top damage in the majority of games that he has played the Bastet in. So look for that to be a game breaker. That combo's up really well with Zhongke and the X-Ball, right? So you're going to get that lockdown with the X-Ball ult. You're going to get the stun come out with Zhongke as well as that eerie effect damage. Plus, you're going to get the cats down from Bastet. And that combination can actually body block someone into the damage tick of Zhongke. So you get X-Ball, and he can lock them down. Bastet drops the cats that body block them into a wall, and then Zhongke pops down his ultimate, and it can just melt people.
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to see in the jungle, Humbats versus Bastet. In the solo lane, Sun Wukong versus Hades. In the mid lane, we're going to see that Giannis versus Zhongque. And in the duo lane, it's going to be Khepri and Shibalanka versus a Medusa. And where is the support? Oh, Jing Chen. Jing Chen Medusa is an interesting pickup. Can you really use Jing Chen's ultimate to set up the Petrify?
You can. You have to be very far ahead of Medusa, though. Medusa can't be standing next to you, because what it's going to do is going to overshoot them, and they are actually going to have their backs to you. So the Petrify is not going to be any good. So they can probably escape out through a side lane or something like that. So there's a real issue with executing that appropriately. So you have to think, though, that someone like El Brochacho is going to be able to do that. And he's going to take control of that lane. You don't have Hoppo here anymore. I talked a lot about Hoppo and Pix and Mans, but he's not even in the game now. Puka's back, so that's why we didn't see the Neath come out here. Puka very good with that Medusa, so
Puka
look
loves
for
Medusa.
that to be queued up right.
Puka pretty much only plays Medusa. I'm not saying he has a limited god pool, but when he can take the Medusa, he does.
He has a wide god pool.
Yeah.
I've seen Puka rock it with Rama. I've seen him rock it with Neath, Medusa, X-Ball. He has a good god pool. He is probably one of the top tier carries right now.
Yeah.
He's not as flashy as Transonics, okay?
Oh, Transonics
but he really
is the
gets the job
flashiest. Transonics, you can't be flashier than Transonics. If you were flashier than Transonics, you'd probably be dead. Like, Transonics flashiness can sometimes be his undoing. That's one of my favorite things about watching him. He's just so confident. But if you're more confident than that, you're just going to get yourself slapped. He's got a pretty good balance there. But that's what I do like about Puka. Puka does have a wide god pool. Not only can he play ADC, he can play jungle. He can play support. Very effective. Also just a great guy. I actually got a chance at NOLA to interview him. That's somewhere on YouTube. Go ahead and watch it if you don't know Puka, because he's great. But he loves Medusa. He loves Medusa.
I've actually interviewed a lot of the Elevate boys, Puka and El Chapo being two of the probably most prominent there. And Puka's very level-headed. He's very into the game, and he's not cocky, which is the interesting thing.
Yeah.
He's confident, but he's not cocky. And with that, he's not real flashy. People don't pick him out as, hey, an all-star player or anything like that. But he's a very good player. He brings his team together. He's the glue on Elevate.
Yeah. Oh, Elevate could not be a cohesive unit without him. And just if you want to look at one variable that proves that, the fact that any time a position is empty, he fills it with such ease. Tonight, we're seeing him play his second position of the night. He's back in ADC now, and he's going to look great. I'm very confident he's going to look good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have no doubt that Puka's not going to play that strong. The introduction of El Brochacho there does give even more strength over to Elevate right now. So look for that to be a big factor and possibly the dual lane to snowball early. If he is as good as they say he is, which I've been hearing he has been rocking in scrims, and no other team really knows how to play against him right now as they don't have that exposure. You have to look at it. Elevate knows how to play against Gustavi. They played with him.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. Definitely does go both ways. Gustavi probably knows how to play against Elevate, and like you said, it kind of just psychology that's going on right now.
He knows how to play against Puka, but does he know how to play against Brochacho? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Do you want to read me in on the timestamp there, Rich?
I have just about 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29 seconds until the game starts in.
Okay, 26, 25,
Beautiful.
24.
Beautiful.
Good.
But it looks like El Chapo is not loading in, so we may need to do this again. No one has bought anything yet, nor has anyone left the fountain. Be absolutely
Release
insane.
is pretty good for this stuff. They'll surrender and restart this nice and easy. They're good that way.
Okay, I actually just got word from the control room that El Chapo's sound cut out. They're all just kind of waiting. They're actually, there's going to be a pause come in right away because El Chapo was fixing up his sound. There's not going to need to be a restart. Just has to fix his sound. And there it is. There's the pause from Puka. We're all synced up. Who knows how long this pause will actually take, but that gives us another chance to actually look at these team comps and see who may have the better shot here. In the laning phase, who are you going to favor here?
In the laning phase, obviously you have to give the edge in lane to the Medusa and the Jing Chen. Jing Chen just has so much sustain and the ability just to chunk enemy champions here with the lane clear for Medusa. That's going to be a very strong pairing. Kepri obviously bringing some pressure to that lane as well with his clear. So, I mean, obviously Medusa is going to have a little bit of the advantage there, but Kepri will be able to make sure that it doesn't get pushed under tower.
And also, we are going to see that Hunbats is going to give a lot of very strong gank potential to Elevate, but in the same vein, we have Xing on a Bastet who has kitties at level 5 that are going to kill someone. They're going to kill someone. The second you see those cats go down, the claws and the teeth are going to come out, and they're going to chew right through the player that they're closest to.
From pure team fight support, the edge just go to El Chapo in the jungle, but just from the ability to get in and get some early kills on the board, you have to think that Xing is very strong right now. And look for him to look for that kill in the solo lane, as it's going to be easy. If he can get Ozzy off of death from below, he is going to get shredded by those cats, and put that in with a Sun Wukong with the hard engage that he has in the gap close. He is going to be able to pick up that kill easy on top of Ozzy.
Yeah, Xing looked great on the Ratatasker, and the Ratatasker probably wasn't even the strongest pick in that last team comp. So I have no doubt this Bastet, which makes a lot more sense in the composition that it's put into, is going to do work for Xing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Bastet's obviously something he's very comfortable with. It's strong in this meta. Bastet even being used a lot of cases in the solo lane. Bastet with the Bluestone, very, very good. Even the Bluestone proc when you get it on the pounce as well as the bleed. It's almost like a double bleed when you get it there. So Bastet has been very strong in this meta. And sometimes you actually see junglers build that Bombas, and you see him build an early Bluestone on top of it. I haven't seen Xing do that just yet, but Bastet has really become strong in this meta. And Xing has played it well.
And also in this meta, too, I know people are kind of moving away from builds that are particularly strong at split pushing. That's not something you see quite as much from the Bastet. What do you actually need to do on a Bastet to be able to beat that split pushing god?
You need double pen. You need your Jotuns and Titan's Bane at the very least. And basically what you do is you just watch for the wave on your side of the map. You see them come up, and when they pass the tower you're trying to get on your side, you know that you're safe to move in and then drop your cats, all 3 cats, into the zone of the tower, and then they actually start attacking the tower. So your pen actually goes to your cats as well as with your auto attack. So their cats are tanking it, putting damage on as well with you. So that's how you split push as a Bastet. So you may see that happen, but Bastet has really been good in the team fights in this meta. So don't expect to see a Bastet just focused on split pushing. Split pushing hasn't been a big part of this meta. So yeah, this has been a team fight meta with the Guardians and the healing and all that stuff being very prevalent. So don't expect to see that.
The meta's about to shift too, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have that patch come in and potentially see Soul be legal to play in Friday. I think we may hold off on making it legal. I'm not really sure. I have to talk to the refs about that and see what Hi-Rez and the boys at MLG have figured out. But because Friday is kind of the last day of Pro League, so it seems a little bit awkward to have Soul just pop up and become legal just for one day. But Soul, that's kind of the god to look at right now that's going to be popping in. We've seen a lot of it at the Super Regionals right now, and mostly we've seen that Soul be played as an ADC. Or sorry, not an ADC, but a carry.
Yeah, so I'm playing the Hunter role, but with that being said, I mean, they're talking about that all day on the analyst decks as it being a flex pick, because you can play it in the mid lane, you can play it in the Soul lane. In the Soul lane, it's very effective as you can just spam abilities, and it just clears waves so well with the 2 on the Soul.
Yeah,
Soul has a lot in her kit.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the Soul right now, all right, the Soul is absolutely incredible in that laning phase. It can push a lane better than really any other god, in my opinion. It can just absolutely melt waves, but it doesn't bring that much to a team fight in the mid game. It really doesn't. And in the late game, we do see like a potential two skill kill.
See, you know, I hear that being said, and I don't necessarily agree with it, because you look at that auto attack and that has that slow, and it's got that big hitbox on it. Not only that, you have the big knock up on the ultimate, as well as the regen and the disengage with your 2. And the corporeal form just makes you so jukey.
The corporeal form, yeah, that does make the Soul particularly good, especially in like a boxing match. But I haven't seen the Soul really do that. I agree with you. On paper, it seems like the Soul would be absolutely phenomenal both in team fights and in the laning phase. But I haven't seen a Soul absolutely blow up in a team fight.
I don't know. Vedium really showed that how good Soul can be, and it was picked in all 6 matches yesterday, and it was picked in a few matches today. So there's a lot of value in that pick.
I like it as the flex pick. I know if, let's say, Soul had to be played in the mid, I would value Hell over it, though. I think Hell is a better pick in the mid lane than Soul. I just think I think the flexibility that Soul does bring to the table makes it really strong. We've seen that with pretty much all gods that have potential to be flex picks. They do have a much higher value. I mean, we used to see Ymir get picked quite a lot because Ymir could take that jungle role. He could also take that support role. And we see it with Hades still. Hades being picked very early in this match twice because Hades can take the solo, can take the mid.
Yeah, and flex picks are obviously valued very highly. The issue being is that, I mean, a lot of people view flex picks as being lazy. You know, there's a lot more that comes into picks and bans. It gives you some comfort, but at the end of the day, Soul's going to be primarily a hunter pick.
Yeah, definitely primarily going to be that hunter pick. And it does look strong. I just don't think... I think it's a much better laning god than anything else.
Yeah, it's a good laning god, but I think it does bring something to a team fight. Just watching Vedium play, it just opens up so many possibilities, and I think you'll see that it'll be favored going on into the SPL.
Oh, I think we're going to see quite a lot of it, too, coming into the LAN. We'll see when it... Oh, okay, we're going to see an early abduction come in from Gustavi, but Puka's able to punish it just a little bit, saying, Kepler, you're getting a little too aggressive here. I'm going to get some damage in, but when Puka moves up, Freya does return quite a bit of damage. Puka not being the healthiest right now. He does manage to dodge that move from Gustavi, though, which does get him a little bit of extra health. Blasts off the acid spray, but doesn't connect on Gustavi.
Look over at the right Harpies here right now as they've been fought over twice. You see Cray making a rotation with Xing, and they're finally going to decide to actually split those as Xing made the cheeky little move to jump into the mid lane, and then the disengage happened with El Chapo and aggro, and then he jumped back over with the pounce there just to start them up.
Yeah, Shing
Cheeky
still
move.
being very aggressive here. We are going to see Aggro decide to use his portal right now to get behind his tower and try to play it cool.
Yeah, Soup Kitchen actually taking a lot of poke here, and Ozzy outclearing some Wukong
Another
nice and early.
induction. This could be first blood. We are seeing Xing take quite a bit of damage, and Puka's not in a great position either. Right now, they are trying to get into this tower, and it looks like they may live just a little bit longer, but they're definitely losing a lot of pressure on this wave, and we do see that Sunflare get in yet again on Xing. But is that Humbats rotating around?
El Chapo
biding his
making a
time.
rotation
Here he
in
comes.
here. There we go. There is the bash from Hunbats. Gustavi getting body block. He's going to go down. That's first blood for Mochacho. He looks so low. But that HP5 passive is going to help him get back into the team fight.
That rotation was absolutely beautiful. It looked like Puka and Sir Fapalicious were going to lose that lane early on, but Hunbats able to secure the first kill of the match, and it's going to go to Elevate.
And that was certainly a Fapalicious kill right there as he picks that one up. Good rotation there. We saw that last game versus Brochacha too, where he made that early rotation. Nothing happened from it, but he managed to come in behind Freya and Gustavi in lane, but they just caught him at the last second. They couldn't get the knockup. Look at the invasion from Xing and Cray here, getting really cheeky, getting those back camps.
Yeah, Xing really feeling himself already. They're coming back right now, Aggro and El Chapo, and they just want to see the damage that was actually done. They're not even going to have timers on that back camp.
Yeah, they're not going to get those timers there. They can try and guesstimate them. And, you know, just based on their normal objective timers, they'll have a general idea when they come back up. But good map control so far by Xing and Cray as they were the first to hit level 5.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be big for them at this point because First Blood is going to Elevate, so you got to come back some way. We are going to see already Xing, though, at level 5. He does have those cats. He's going to look for one of these ganks very soon and potentially on Hades, which is actually what you did predict a little bit earlier. Uzi right now is going to be in the crossfire, but Soup Kitchen and Xing are not going to be able to find a way to walk up to him.
Yeah, the thing is here, you're going to see that El Brochacha makes the move here to the mid lane at level 4. Once again, we see Elevate do this all the time. Look at that 3-man rotation coming in here. Soup Kitchen in a bit of trouble. There's the portal coming in as well. Xing Chen jumping on over. Ultimate going to be baited out from Sun Wukong right now as he was low on health. Here is the Fear No Evil. Kepriel can be popped really early after that engagement.
This is such a big team fight so early. Uzi is going to manage to secure that kill, and then he's going to follow up on Soup Kitchen. That was really a lot of work done by his ultimate. El Chapo so low right now. He has to be just absolutely stunned that he managed to get away with his life. Uzi trying to retreat now as well because Outlaw and Gustavi are so healthy.
That is so unfortunate for Cray there in releases. They almost had the quadra kill with that ultimate ticking, but that last tick just didn't find Sir Fapalicious.
Yeah, and we're going to see Xing Chen right now. He is still able to keep some pressure going in this lane, and Uzi and him are just going to clear up as many minions as they can. We're seeing Elevate right now able to move through these XP camps too, which is definitely going to be important for them. They've already lost one back camp, and they don't want to lose another one because they're looking really strong right now. We are going to see they're starting to pull ahead in gold, not by a lot, but it's only 5 minutes into the game, so this is kind of the opportunity that they have.
It's only 1,000 gold, but here's the issue. You've got Uzi in a good spot right now where he's going to out XP. There's the double portal going to go down to Cray and Gustavi. Not going to put a lot of damage down. El Chapo going to get abducted as the unstable vortex hits Gustavi. Going to bring him down to half health.
Yeah,
Sir Fapalicious making rotation for the left mids.
Team Elevate, though, looking really strong early in the game, which has to make Release nervous because they saw how dangerous Elevate could be in the last game when they didn't even have an early advantage.
And the thing to note, though, is Release does have that nice late game again. So I don't know if they'll worry about that too much, but they just can't let it compound.
Yeah, looking right now, both teams definitely looking really strong. XP per minute, nothing too out of the ordinary. Builds coming online just fine. If Release keeps their cool here, they should be able to catch up.
They should be able to. It's not an unsurmountable lead at this point. They've already managed to get some gold back up. I'm just trying to see where all that gold is sitting, though, because someone is farming very well over their counterpart, and it's not in the dual lane, and it may actually be in... No, it's not in support either. I don't know how Release is making this gold up.
Yeah, I'm looking for it as well. We are seeing quite a lot of gold in hand on Zhang, but not sure if it's him or not. He does have 2,100 gold in hand.
I think it's Zhang. I think Zhang bridged that gap between him and Giannis, and that's what actually narrowed it in here a little bit.
Yeah, so he's actually going to go back right now to the fountain, grab a few items, get them online. And we're seeing everything start to settle down. That was a lot of blood very fast. Seeing Team Elevate come out very aggressive.
Yeah, that's for sure. Very aggressive. They came out there. That was a good rotation. And that really was a game changer. I'm just interested to see if they can keep that pressure up and keep those rotations going.
Yeah, I mean, that was what secured both of those team fights for them. It was just really good rotations. The first one actually coming in from Hunbats, and then the second rotation just being a whole team effort.
And here we go. Brochacho still in the mid lane here now as Gustavi made the rotation over to Duo. Looked for an abduct, but he wasn't able just to grab it. Look at the rotation from Shing coming in here again on Uzi. He knows he can get that kill if Uzi has to use that dash from below, and he can't catch him anytime. Uzi just really big right now, and his build is just cooldown boots. And that's what he decided to go with. He decided to get that cooldown so he has the nice recharge for the lane player to continue to use his abilities.
We're seeing quite a few people head over to that mid lane right now. Aggro being the only man there for Team Elevate at the moment. So we're going to see El Chapo kind of just slide on in here, give him a little bit of help. Mid Harpy's about to come back up on both sides.
Freya ready for that gank to come out from Brochacho. Had his jump ready as Brochacho made the jump in and able to get out of that situation. We're going to see Shingo in here now on top of Aggro and El Chapo. Going to bust them down. El Chapo losing about a quarter of his health as we see Soup Kitchen just making a chase on Uzi. Here's the through space and time. They're going to go for the big engagement here. Cray going to be caught in the Pillar of Agony, but the Kepri ult is going to be popped. Isn't going to be enough as we see Cray actually heal his way through, and he is going to go down.
They read that ultimate perfectly. They knew exactly when they could start hitting him again, and they're going to take 2 kills there. Soup Kitchen, though, picking up a double of his own, making this an even trade. And we are seeing Elevate try to get an extra amount of damage in here. They want to make sure they win this team fight. El Chapo picks up 1, going to disengage, make sure he doesn't fall down here as well. But Sir Fapalicious just too low. Freya able to connect, looking for Puka here.
The body blocks are real from El Chapo, and that was almost a terrible turn from Elevate, but they managed to hold on to it 7-3 in favor of Elevate right now. 4 kills in El Chapo on that Hunbats. He has absolutely been devastating the jungle. 2, 1, and 3 on Uzi. And with that excellent Pillar of Agony in that last team fight, Freya making the rotation in. He wasn't able to stack anything on his passive, but we had that nice engagement.
El Chapo in danger here. Kepri trying to melt him down, but El Chapo does get the disengage. Aggro filling in, looking to maybe secure a kill. If he can connect, he might be able to get Kepri down, but Kepri is going to be able to get back to tower. Looking at that last team fight, though, the Hunbats was so strong. Like you said, he is absolutely massive right now, but those peels, you don't see the peels anywhere. You can't see, oh, this player peeled this much damage, but El Chapo single-handedly kept up Puka there.
He did. The thing with Soup Kitchen in the last engagement, if he could have he should have probably chased Fapalicious out of that team fight. He's going to die anyway. He could have sidestepped around those Harpies. There's no CC and maybe cudgeled him and picked up that kill before he died, and he wouldn't have been able to get him back in the team fight. So, you know,
look at this Gold Fury. Look at the sneaky Gold Fury right now. That's big.
Yeah,
we're going to see a sneaky Gold Fury. I guess there just wasn't vision there.
I didn't actually see them.
It's not worth a whole lot,
but it's free.
It's gonna, yeah, they are at 2,343 gold right now in the lead, and that is where it starts to add up. We are only 10 minutes into this game. We see Freya melts in here with Gustavi trying to get the rotation. We do see Sir Fapalicious, though, throw him right into the tower. The Shibalaka ult does come out because he's going to try to disengage here, but El Chapo and Aggro are hot in pursuit. If he manages to close this space, El Chapo being absolutely massive. He may turn to Kepri now and try to get another kill.
He's looking for revenge on mid-camps there where he said Beetlejuice twice and just left it out the third time, barely escaping with his life. He's going to put the staff down, and the rotation comes out from Prey as we see Shing making the move up as El Brochacho just moves on up with the jump to try and zone.
El Chapo right now, 5-0-3. He's definitely going to be trying to summon Beetlejuice as many times as he can and get him farther behind.
And here we go. We're going to see Prey getting engaged on now as Shing makes the move in. Cats are going to be dropped here as the ultimate comes out from Zonkwe. Damage going everywhere. Shing in a lot of trouble as he is barely going to escape with his life. The auto attack's finally going to catch him from Puka as we're going to see the abduct go on him as well. And Puka is actually surviving this as we see Prey finally secure the kill.
They do manage to get Puka down. Cray does manage to do it. Puka looked like he was going to live forever there. No fear in his little snake eyes. He just kept going for it. He did manage to get quite a lot of damage out there. He is at 1 kill, 1 death, and 4 assists at level 11. Pretty much knotted up with that Shivalanka, although the Shivalanka has taken an extra death. And right now, Aggro stepping up big on Zhangque. Zhangque is going to be able to heal up, but Aggro putting on that pressure.
Yeah, and he's going to look to slow down Cray here as he has El Chapo in tow. Not able to get the threshold down with the slow. So Cray's just going to get on out of there. The threshold extremely effective against Zhangque as he has no escape. Looking for those right mids is El Chapo, but...
Yeah, the monkey business is real right now, but he can't be everywhere. He did try to dive in, but he can't rotate that fast. He has managed to make every massive rotation that he is. He is going to get abducted here, but that's not going to be enough to take down that monkey god, and he's going to take another mid camp right now.
Yeah, mid camp control is firmly gone in favor of Elevate right now, as they've been maintaining jungle pressure fairly well.
Yeah, we are going to see Release Gaming, though. I'm pretty sure they did manage to take up that timer, which is going to matter in the long run. That'll make it that much easier for them to get back into that mid-camp game, which will be important moving into the late game.
Here we go. You're going to see that Ozzy and Soup Kitchen have finally said the hell with boxing, as it's not gaining any of them any ground. They're just moving up on the opposite ends of the wave and going to continue. We're going to see the Tiger form going to come out on Ozzy. However, no way for him to heal up. His Soup Kitchen just trades with him. But look at the rotation here on the left-hand side of the map. We see through space and time going forward. And Freya just going to jump on out of that situation.
Yeah, we do see a pretty solid disengage there from the Release Gaming squad, but Aggro's been able to keep up that global pressure so well.
Yeah, Aggro's been really good at getting that through space and time there. They've had some good global pressure, some good rotations nice and early, and El Chapo has been on fire because of it. He's been in the right place at the right time. Shing going to make the rotation away from that mid tower as the call was made that they've seen the 4 men making the rotation out, as Shing now dances with Ozzy here near the solo lane.
Elevate's been looking very strong in the jungle, but right now the XP difference is only 700 in their favor and the gold difference only 2,400. It's still any man's game. We're going to see some pressure come onto Aggro there. He does get hit by both of Kepri's abilities, but he has plenty of help from Fapalicious. But Puka's actually going to get Freya. Freya tried to save himself with that Shivalanka ult. We are seeing Kepri get the abduct off, but it's not even going to phase Xing Chen here. Xing Chen getting a little bit of poke damage done, but that beetle is absolutely tanky. El Chapo, though, gets enough time to rotate in. Ozzy goes down to Xing.
Yeah, that was a good kill there. We're seeing the cats go down from Shing to secure that kill. And we're just waiting for that to happen to get some pressure down the solo lane.
The rotation's coming in though,
mid
Prey taking quite a bit of damage. We're looking at Puka right now. He's waiting for that moment to get the big Petrify down. It is on cooldown actually. But Gustavi taking damage. We're seeing the monkey do what the monkey does.
Yeah, that Hunbat's pick has been extremely strong here with the Jotuns online now. With that cooldown, the pen, he is doing a lot of damage, and he's able to spam his abilities a little more than he was doing before. Prey going to move up on wave here and try and actually lifesteal, but his mana is being expended a lot in these extended team fights.
We're going to see once again Elevate able to secure mid-camp with no pressure coming in from Release. Did Xing secure that kill on Ozzy with the ultimate?
With cats, yeah.
Okay. Right,
After
cool.
he death from below, trying to get out of the situation, he dropped cats, and then he was just taking damage from them. And his silence and his heal were already down from the earlier engagement, so he wasn't even able to heal off the cat. So yeah, he was able to.
Good look from
Xing
Xing there. We're going to see Aggro. He is able to get a ward down over by the Gold Fury, and that's going to attract Kepri and Cray and the Shivalanka to the Gold Fury.
Look at the grouping coming out here now as we see 3 men from Elevate going to the mid Harpies. And we're likely to see, whoa, steal by Cray. Cray actually going to get those. That's good. They're finally going to get a mid camps here. That was their first in at least the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that will add up. Definitely making their presence known right now. Kepri going to get a solid amount of damage in. Lispy's going to decide it is enough for him to jump on in here. He doesn't get that much damage done, but Aggro getting poked very hard. He does use his portal to disengage here. Going to run away with his life, and it looks like that's enough to have Elevate back off just a little bit. And that's going to give Release a little bit of time to start dealing damage in on this Gold Fury. We're seeing it drop to about 50% health already. Xing Chen ready to step back up into this fight, but he's not ready to deal too much damage yet.
Puka in a lot of trouble right now.
We're seeing the ultimates fly.
Puka actually going to be taken out there as we see El Chapo with the ultimate going down. Pillar of Agni as Freya is hit with the Kepri ultimate. Lispy in there now to try and disengage as Ozzy just dominating the pace of that fight right now. And we see that Gustavi's going to have to get on out of there. Freya still under chase by El Chapo, and you have to think that El Chapo's going to catch him.
Yeah,
He does.
El Chapo closes that space, no problem. We're seeing Gustavi and Lispy both very low, but Soup Kitchen has enough health to sustain a fight just long enough. And Jing Chen's not going to be able to bring that last health bar off of Lispy's deck. And coming in right now, Aggro does get that shot off to poke down Khepri just a little bit more, but Kepri's going to be able to recall without a problem here.
This isn't as far apart as it was right now. I mean, you look at the goal difference is only at 2,200, 1,000 XP difference. So it's not as far apart as we had seen earlier. Kills make this look a lot worse than it is for Release, but they are maintaining pressure. You look at the Soul Lane matchup right now, and it's not so out of touch. I mean, you have a lot more assists.
And that's going to be nerve-wracking for Elevate because, like you said, you favor Release's late game over Elevate's. So Elevate needs to start to widen the gap here if they want to have a chance in the late game.
Elevate wants this win because they'd like to go in with having to only take a split with Eager to maintain to get their guaranteed land spot. So that's what they want to see happen out of here. So they don't want to give up this match. You have to think that maybe nerves could play a factor here. I'm not saying they are yet, as they look very confident. But they have to make sure that they just maintain this pressure and they make sure that Release isn't able to gain back some of this goal lead as they are stopping the bleeding and actually putting some hurt on Elevate here in terms of goal of the charts.
Yeah, I definitely this match could go either way. It's one of those things where we just kind of have to wait it out and see. What do you think Elevate needs to do, though, to really put their foot on the gas pedal and take it up a notch?
Elevate just needs to keep playing their game here. They need to make sure they're not getting split in these team fights. What happened last time is they managed to get the pick on Puka. Shing was just able to dive the backline with Puka already at half health. And with the bleed, the Bluestone, sorry, I don't know if he had Bluestone to be honest. But here we go, we're going to see the engagement coming out here now. Jing Chen all going to be popped, but the beads are going to be there to disengage. Puka on the back line. And here we go, Soup Kitchen going to move in on aggro. With that, we're going to see the Pillar of Agony with Cats going to be dropped. Kepriol going to pull Shing onto that bad situation. That was expertly timed. We've seen a couple flops there. Soup Kitchen, however, manages to get on out of there. To Decoy going to fall to tower.
Yeah, there was nothing aggro could do there. No wall to shoot his portal out onto. He was just caught in a bad spot, and we're going to see him go down pretty quickly, which is big for Release because they are closing this gap every second. The XP difference is actually in their favor now.
This is a dangerous goal fury if they try this, as there are still 3 ults up on the side. Big team fight ults here. Here's the Hunbat's ult coming up here now. Shing in trouble as he is getting focused down. He is looking for his pounce to come back up, and El Chapo going to pick up that kill. Fapalicious putting down a lot of hurt on the enemy team. Soup Kitchen finally picks up El Chapo. There's the Petrify coming out as well. Those are all the ultimates on the board, as we are just going to see a slap fest going to come out here as well.
Yeah, the pressure is getting returned right now. We are seeing Elevate step on up. Cray looking pretty low right now, and Puka's going to secure that kill. A nice Pillar of Agony was dropped there by Uzi, and it looks like Elevate's going to turn around and be able to take this Gold Fury that Release Gaming was so sure that they're going to have. The only player left anywhere close to it is going to back, and that, of course, was Shibalanka. Gold Fury now falling below 40%. And Soup Kitchen does manage to step up. Gustavi with the blink. They're going to try to steal this objective right now. We are seeing, though, a nice throw come out from Fapalicious. The Gold Fury's going to go to Elevate, and they're going to disengage right now. They don't want to lose any members of their team to those 2 members from Release.
And this is what we need to see out of Elevate. Good read by them to realize that Release had used all of their ultimates, and Elevate still had 3 of theirs up. 3 very big team fight ultimates with Pillar of Agony shortly on the way. So they were able to get in there with the Petrify, the Hunbat's Fear No Evil, and then the Pillar of Agony afterwards. So that was an excellent read there by Elevate to come in 4v5 and actually win that fight. They knew that the big plays were out of the book for Release.
Yeah, and it did give them that spike in gold that they were looking for. They're at about 3,300 right now. They definitely want to widen the gap, though. They are 20 minutes into this match.
Yeah, it's they have some goal gains, but just look at these charts. They had 3,800 after that Gold Fury, and now they're already down to 3,200. We're just seeing that Release is able to clear these camps so well, and it's actually giving them a bit of, and lane, and giving them a bit of a relief here.
Yeah, we are seeing Kepri really close to Sir Fabulicious there, but he's not going to jump in just yet. The ball is going to come through, doesn't connect with anyone. Aggro and El Chapo able to move back into lane, get a little bit of damage done on this creep wave, but they're not going to get too much poke in. El Chapo does get hit by that solar flare, and there's an abduct that comes out from Gustavi. Gustavi does miss his shot there, but Lispy moving on in, trying to get the damage on the monkey. He does disengage, though, without a problem.
And here we go. We're going to see Soup Kitchen coming behind with the Tiger Stun. There we're going to see Fafalicious just jump on out of there. Brochacho just hopping back in. Ozzy coming in with the Fear Pillar of Agony going to be popped as well. Bead's going to be popped on Cray, and the ultimate from Sun Wukong. Here's that big ultimate from Jing Chen. Going to pop Soup Kitchen and his decoy back into the back line. El Chapo really low right now. He's going to be taken out by Freya. Look at this turn as we see the Petrify going to be popped by Puka. Puka down to half health, however, as we see Aggro sneaking in from mid Harpies, and Frapalicious is going to be taken down by Xing, and that was an expertly executed tower dive. Aggro moving in now with Ozzy.
That was really unfortunate for Elevate. They blew everything they had and still lost 2, and it looks like Ozzy may go down here. He's taking quite a bit of damage. He's tanky enough, though, to back off without a problem. Puka needs to recall, too. That was not how Elevate expected that team fight to go, I'll tell you that much. They blew all of their ultimates.
Amazing discipline by Release during that team fight to make those picks back off when they needed to bait the Pillar of Agony with the beads and the ultimate from Sun Wukong. Good job by them to be shy, go back under tower, and then counter-engage with Xing as we see another engagement with Cats being dropped on Elzy as he doesn't have his death from below. There we see the Cudgel going down as well. Tiger's on to keep him in under those Cats even longer as Ozzy finally gets the death from below back up. Look at Soup Kitchen up in the air on the cloud as he hops in to, and the Fear going to go on Ozzy. And we see Aggro making a rotation now as Xing has already gone back Bison to get out of that situation, and this is heating up as we see the portal hit Soup Kitchen as well.
Yeah, we do see the rotation come in from Aggro. He's not able to secure a kill there, but he definitely does save the life of his teammate.
Yeah, excellent rotation by Aggro. Aggro has been on point this game. His portals have been cheeky. You've seen that little engagement. Look at Jing Chen coming in here now in the mid lane.
Yeah, Jing Chen going to grab this Kepri and try to throw him into the tower. He's going to take one hit here. Aggro moving in too. They may be able to get enough damage on. We're actually going to see that ultimate get dropped from Shibalaka and from the... Oh, wow. Lisby picks it up on El Chapo.
Xing has been absolutely dominant on these turns. He's been hopping in right at the right time with that pounce and the bleed. He has been just putting tons of damage down. That Jotun's Wrath with the Melee Renewal is making him just go back up to full health after these little engagements. With the tick of damage, the penetration on the bleed, he is just doing work on the enemy team.
Release Gaming is looking dominant right now. They have managed to close up the gap and win pretty much every engagement that has gone down since what, the 15-20 minute mark.
The strategy that Elevate was using to get in on that Kepri and just body block him and melt him down isn't paying off for them anymore. Kepri is getting to that point right now where he's getting a little bit tanky as a Sovereign Heart Ward online. And here we go, they're moving down this tower. Kepri looking for the abduction, gonna put down his dot, the 2, as we see the 5-man from Release just pushing pressure down on this mid lane. Ozzy finally making the rotation.
They make that tower look like it was made out of absolute paper, and they force the entire Elevate team to move back. Now we're going to see Release retreat a little bit back in the jungle, but they are so happy they just got a bunch of kills on the board and secured a global objective.
Yeah, that's big. Release is finally starting to turn this game in their favor. The big story of this game, Gold Furies have been going to Elevate, but Towers have been going to Release, and that's really where it matters at the end of the day.
And it's reflected on the graphs. We are seeing the XP difference for the first time is going to be in Release's favor, and the gold difference is only 1,000 right now. That is in the favor of Elevate, and that could quickly turn if Elevate doesn't secure something right now. They are looking to the Gold Fury, but there are more members from Release there.
1,000 gold is absolutely nothing at this point in the game. Here we go. The engagement can come in from Fabulicious, but Kepri and Jing Chen will not trade damage on each other, not even in the lightest. El Chapo making the rotation in. Here is Xing putting some damage. You have to question that one. There's the ultimate from Jing Chen. Gonna fling in Gustavi. Gustavi taking a good bit of damage there. He's down to half health. Freya not hitting any of his auto attacks as Ozzy is gonna catch Cray with the silence.
Yeah, this is just a slap fight right now. No one taking an absolutely insane amount of damage, but they're definitely making their presence known. Right now, Release is trying to move in as one squad, but we're seeing all 5 members of Team Elevate positioned right on top of each other.
Ozzy's mechanics mixed in with the max cooldown is absolutely devastating. Here we go.
Ozzy
Killer Bag
opening up
here with Bison.
This is looking very promising for Elevate. They have managed to zone release off of this Gold Fury. A few members of Elevate dropping back. They're going to try to secure it. It is under 60%. Sun Wukong, though, knows exactly what's going on. He charges in with the Bison to get a little bit of vision. Freya starting to take some damage, though.
Yeah, look at the cat's going to be dropped here as well. Puka getting focused down by Shing. Shing at half health, and he's just going to beads on out of there. Pounce back. Good mechanics by him. As we see the ultimate from Hun Bats. Puka going to pick up a kill on Shing, but then we're going to see Soup Kitchen just return that. He is really low now. Freya going to get El Brochacho as the Kepriel goes down on Soup Kitchen, but he is fully just... It's fully back to hell. Look at El Chapo just going to have to bash out of there as well. Release just making sure that they have to back out.
Elevate there, trying to bait out a pick. That was kind of their goal the entire time, but they weren't able to do it. Release actually turning that into a favorable team engagement for them. Right now they look to El Chapo to secure another kill. He tries to jump out and secure the Gold Fury, but he's just going to end up going down there. He wasted his disengage. That was out of his toolkit. Gustavi saw it, manages to punish him, and they take the Gold Fury too. They're only one kill behind and one Gold Fury behind, but they have so many towers down that everything is in their favor. 5,878 gold difference, and that is growing. 1,667 gold difference. Looking very positive for Release Gaming right now.
And this is what we're talking about. They had the late game. They're starting to come into that form right now, and it's going to be even harder to come back here for Elevate. If they keep bleeding like this, they need to stop the bleeding. They need to get a team fight in their favor. They have the setup here. They just need to make sure they're executing it appropriately. Uzi needs to get in with one of those hot Pillar of Agonies and compound that with the Petrify. And you will see work being done on an enemy team if that is the case.
Yeah, we are going to see, though. Shibalanka already level 20. He's 2 levels ahead of Elevate's carry. Puka needs to really perform well if he wants to go toe-to-toe with that guy.
I mean, X-Ball really hasn't even been the story here. He only has 10,000 damage, barely above the Kepri at this point. And Puka really hasn't been that much of a story either. He hasn't had a game-breaking Petrify just yet, and he's only at 11,000 damage. Even Uzi only at 13,000. We see the big damage dealers coming out in Soup Kitchen and the Zhonghui as we look to the mid lane now as an engagement looks to be starting up.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to disengage here, but okay, Lispy is going to take a hit there. Nothing too major. Right now, they're just going to try to get back to lane.
Yeah, Brochacho going to get that crit online here. Didn't have any defensive item. You're going to see in team fights right now, that's been a bit of a problem for him as Shing is just able to put the damage down, not take a whole lot of punishment back.
Shing's looked really good in this matchup. I think a lot of that is the best stat. El Chapo not scared to step to his opponents, try to take this mid camp here. Kepri putting a little bit of hurt on 2 members of the Elevate squad, but not enough to even make them flinch.
Yeah, Shing not going to have to rely a whole lot on the Transcendence here as he is very good mechanically on Bastet, not having to use his abilities to clear wave. So that's a benefit to him as he's able to get that Titan's Bane on nice and early.
Elevate just trying to farm as effectively as they can here, but a rotation does appear to be going down. It looks like Uzi maybe... Oh, okay, they're going to back off. It looked like they were going to turn to Uzi there for a few seconds, but definitely not a wise play.
Not at all. We're just going to see Soup Kitchen back on out. Yeah, you're going to see Release play this to a point where, hey, we've got a lead here. Let's not just do anything drastic. They have the experience of Shing here to tell them that. They're going to look for an aggressive play that they can win. If they see 2 people caught out, they'll make the good grouping here and make sure they compound their ults appropriately. They're not going to look for these 1v1 boxing matches.
What does Elevate need to do to close this gap a little bit? Because now Release appearing to be ahead. Oh, a team fight going down right now near that mid-Harpy camp. It looks like everyone's going to come out of it pretty healthy, but you can see Elevate starting to be scared of Release, not trying to grab a pick like they have been earlier.
Yeah, so the thing that Elevate's going to have to do, they need to make sure Chapo gets some of his physical defense online, so he's able to actually sustain the damage from the Bastet. Bastet actually able to do that quite well right now as we see a little bit of an engagement. We're going to see Release push hard on this, I can tell you now, as they know that Elevate is out, man. Look at the chase to continue here. Cray continue to push in as we see Soup Kitchen blink over, looking for aggro as we see groupings on both sides right now. 5 men from Elevate grouping up in the mid lane.
Release Gaming really trying to bait out a fight there as they all got around the Fire Giant. They're not opening up on it quite yet. It has taken about 10% damage. It looks like they think they have a window here to damage it a little bit to bait out the team fight. We do see Elevate pressured to try to return this here, and they may be in a sketchy situation. We do see,
look at El Chapo
the
creeping up on
subduction's
Freya.
coming out on Puka. Puka taking quite a bit of damage. The Shiba Blanca ult is on him. He does stop just in time. Uzi manages to take out Gustavi, and we see that hot ultimate come out of Jing Chen, but he still falls down to Cray.
And here we go, Soup Kitchen moving in on Puka. Puka down really low as Cray makes the move in, and that's going to be the cudgel to secure that kill. Look as we see everyone on that run right now. Aggro already used his portal. He's going to pop the beads, making sure that Soup Kitchen can't put the Tiger form down, but it's going to be too late. Here comes the Tiger. Portal going to be down to help with that disengagement. Shing chasing poor Ozzy and El Chapo out of that fight completely.
Jan is stepping up to this tier 2 right now, gonna try to defend it, but it's not looking like a favorable engagement for him. We do see a little bit of a rotation come through, and El Chapo tries to step up. Cray taking some damage here, a little bit of a blink. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to secure the kill or the tower.
Yeah, Shing will be able to put on a little bit of hurting here. His double penetration just chewing through El Brochacho right now as he doesn't have his tier 3 build on that plate. And we'll continue to see that until he gets that build.
Release is looking so strong right now. They have tied up the kills. It's knotted up 16-16, 32 minutes and 8 seconds into this game. Release turns their sights to that Gold Fury. It doesn't appear to be warded up because they're just steamrolling it right now. It's under 50%. Aggro is moving towards it right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to snipe it. Yeah, it's already down.
It's already down. That's a nice little pad to the lead right there. They'll get about a 3,700 goldie. They're at about 2,000, so that'll get them up about plus 1,700 after that engagement. The big story going to be the XP, though, after that Gold Fury. Look at almost every member of Elevate nearing that level 20 mark. We have Gustavi finally in a lead over El Brochacho and Level.
Now, looking at the map right now, you can see how many towers are down from Elevate. They have their work cut out for them.
They do. They do at this point, but I think they'll be able to weather the storm and just get through this. They'll be able to hold on. I don't think you'll see a Fire Giant go in Release's favor, but one bad team fight at this point in the map could very well mean the game.
That's definitely true. Looking one more time at the graphs, we do see 5,819 XP difference. This time it is in favor of Release Gaming. They are also favored by 3,300 gold.
The carries have really not been a story of this game, which is funny to say, as you think with Freya and Puka, how well they've been playing for their teams. They'd be the story, but they're pretty low on the damage charts right now. 11,918 for Freya, only 12,842 for Puka. They're just getting dove on that backline. You look at Freya's positioning in a lot of these fights, he's so far away from the action just because El Chapo has just been in there and just making his life miserable. Look at this engagement on Fire Giant. It's brought down to 56%, as we're going to see Release actually have to back off of that one.
Yeah, it looked like they want the team fight more. It may have been a little bit of a bait. But we do have Uzi on Team Elevate who can secure that objective with a little bit of a steal there.
He could with the Pillar of Agni, is a very real possibility. Then you have the Jing Chen ult just to disrupt things while they're trying to clear the Fire Giant. So there is definitely a lot of steal potential over there. Look at the poke going on there from Brochacho. He knows that he can't contest that, so he's just going to back it on up. They don't want to really fight with Release right now. They want them to start Fire Giant and then start the fight.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're looking for here. Would give them advantage if they can actually be the invader in this scenario. We are seeing Shing put a little bit of pressure on Sir Fapalicious, but nothing too crazy yet. Now the team starts to divert their energy from the Fire Giant onto Elevate. This is starting to look a little bit hairy. We see Aggro come in hot. Freya's going to go down.
Yeah, that's a big rotation there. El Chapo taking the portal on in and dropping the ultimate, and we see Gustavi already down to half health. Here's Lispy coming in. There is the Pillar of Agni. Puka's really low, though. Cray going to get that with the ultimate from Zhongque, as Aggro looking very weak right now. Lispy just continuing to put the pressure here on Uzi, doing a lot of damage as El Brochacho making the move in on Cray, and that is going to be a ton of damage going on El Chapo as well. Now El Chapo in a real risk of going down. The snare going to hit him as well as Gustavi continues to put the little bug paws on top of him. Lispy likely to get that kill. That's going to be secured with the bleed. Aggro going to be taken down by Cray the Outlaw.
El Chapo's actually going to go down in the air, and that is enough of a bloodletting to give Release Gaming a very solid chance at getting this Fire Giant down. The only saving grace is the fact that Uzi is up. He is moving over as quick as he can right now. Pillar of Agony, though, on cooldown.
It could be up. It could be up by the time he gets there. Just looking at the cooldown on it, has 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 5. We could see him hop in here.
Only
he could look for the steal.
10%
There's the
right
catch
now.
down.
He may not be able to get it, and it looks like he's taking quite a bit of damage here. Red team going to destroy the Fire Giant and turn their attention directly to Uzi. He's taking so much damage. He needs to try to get Gustavi down. He does get it, and it looks like he may snake away without even trading.
Yeah, Gustavi might actually, or Uzi might go down here. Yeah, the bleed's going to tick as well as with the cudgel. The interesting thing to note there is that Khepri fat fingered the ultimate and accidentally put that on a full health player instead of himself.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
that is a bummer.
That's
his fault. He deserves everyone on his team to die with a miss like that. Even though I had one of those today.
They're gonna be ribbing him for that. I know these guys fairly well, and I can tell you now that they're giving him a real hard time over that one.
Still a favorable trade though.
Yeah, it was definitely a favorable trade there for Release. They will still maintain 2 kills and advantage, and they do have the gold lead that has compounded a little bit more to 4,760, and they have the Fire Giant buff on at least 3 members of their team.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Release Gaming. Looking over at the graphs, yet again, XP difference growing 9,000 in favor of Release with a gold difference of 5,000.
Yeah, that's it's getting to the point where that's going to play a big factor. We're into about tier 2 and a couple items for these players on Release. It hasn't compounded to full itemization yet, but that is a set of actives.
Yeah, we are going to see right now Release Gaming completely grouped up there, looking to get aggressive.
Portal going to be dropped there for Fragor to get on out of there. So we put some pressure here on the tier 2 tower from Release.
Melts. Absolutely melts.
And it will at this point. Freya's just doing a lot of damage there as well.
Xing Chen in a bad position. He's going to have to blow his ult here. That's going to get Khepri hit a few times and give him enough time to snake away.
They'll be completely fine. They have the Fire Giant. That's going to give them a nice bit of regen, as they're going to opt to go for the tier 2 tower here on the carry. They're going to opt to win this in the long term, rather than try and go for that short-term win. They know that they have the pressure on Elevate right now. They're winning these team fights. Here's the ultimate. Pillar of Agony going to be popped on no one right now as the Shield of the Underworld did some damage to Xing. Xing going to pick up the kill on aggro's. We see Kepriol going to be fat-fingered again. Ozzy just getting melted as Puka picks up the kill on Cray the Outlaw. Puka in a lot of trouble here right now as he gets caught on Phoenix, and Freya going to relentlessly chase him down. And there's a bleed from Xing as we see the final member, El Brochacho, being zoned off the Phoenix, as we are likely to see game here.
Yeah, it's looking very good for Release Gaming. Xing looking so strong. They're going to turn their attention to that Order Titan. It's taking damage. Surf Abolitious trying to disrupt as much as he can here, but it's already below 50%.
And with this, you have to say congratulations to Release Gaming. You are going to the LAN. You have secured your spot. All you needed was that one win. Congratulations, guys.
Release is going to join the likes of Juice Gaming. Who's ahead in the standings?
Right now, we have Release and Juice tied for first.
They're tied.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The interesting thing to note about Release Gaming right now is that they haven't given up a loss yet.
Wait,
they haven't given up like a full set loss, 2-0.
What matches do they have left?
Aware Gaming.
And they're okay, so they're probably going to be able to at least split that match, and that would give them a lead on Juice.
You have to think so. Elevate's in the awkward position right now where they really want to take out a set win here versus either against Eager, or they're going to find themselves in a position where what could happen is, what if Epsilon 2-0s? What if we're 2-0s? Right? And we only have 6 points. What if they both 2-0? We're in a position right now where we cannot go to land without a chance to save ourselves. Elevate needs to pick up this at least one round on Eager right now, or they are in danger of just getting completely drawn out of competition for lane.
And it's not going to be an easy thing either. Eager looking so strong in every matchup they've been in so far. They've led up 3 losses, and Elevate not being as dominant as they usually are. And that would be an absolute shame if they didn't make it to land.
Oh, it would be absolutely crazy. I couldn't imagine saying that Elevate would not have made it to this LAN when there's 16s being taken up. Especially, the thing to really talk about here, though, is Release. Release has 2 wins, 4 ties on their record right now. They haven't given up a 2-0 to anyone. And you have to think in a 3-game set, when you're looking at a LAN environment, you look who's going to be powerful in a LAN environment. You have to look at Release right now, and you have to look at XGN, who have won 3 on their new roster and tied once. Okay, these guys look like they could do very well in a best-of-3 set.
Let's actually take a peek at the schedule for Friday to see some of the other matches that we are going to see. Yeah, like you said, XGN has looked incredibly strong. They're familiar with the LAN environment too. And we are going to see a few matches from them. This is actually missing 1 match, but at 6 o'clock, Epsilon versus XGN on Friday, and then at 7:30, Release Gaming versus Aware Gaming. So Release does have that chance, and a very strong chance to actually secure their spot over Juice and potentially get a bye here. The Epsilon XGN match is also going to be really important, but if Elevate doesn't perform in their next match, that could make it very easy for Epsilon to move forward.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Oh, it doesn't?
This is a bad situation for Epsilon and Aware right now, as they both are in a position where they could honestly be tied here at the end of Friday night and have to face off. The other real scenario right now is what if Elevate 2-0s?
If Elevate 2-0s, it's very dangerous for Epsilon and Aware. If Elevate 0-2s...
It's dangerous for Eager.
Oh, okay.
It's also dangerous for Eager.
Yeah.
Eager is in a position where they need to win out their match on Friday as well versus XGN. XGN
we have that XGN Eager match, which is also going to be really important. We're going to run to a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to see our second match of the night. We will see you when we return. We'll be right back.